Assalamu alaikum. Another episode of ASKSQ. You ask, I respond. That's how this thing goes. And if you're interested in actually having your question featured on the show, inshaAllah, just DM me on any one of these platforms right here, inshaAllah, and we will get you on. Let's get into this question. I have a boyfriend who is not a Muslim, but he says he will convert to Muslim, meaning Islam, if it means getting married to him. Do you think this is a healthy relationship? Religion is sincerity. Believing in Allah is sincerity. You cannot force anyone to become a Muslim. You cannot make anyone to become a Muslim. However, if you're interested in Islam because of a girl, or perhaps you want to marry someone and that makes you interested in marrying them, therefore you're going to be interested in Islam, sure, why not? But you need to ask yourself a question. The person who is accepting Islam and the person who you will be marrying, are you really doing this for the sake of Allah? Because if you do things for the sake of Allah, Allah will bless it. Allah will reward you. Allah will guide you. However, if you do things for only her, what happens if, God forbid, you guys end up divorced? Are you still going to be a Muslim? Islam is something that you have to accept wholeheartedly because you believe it's the truth. Now, it so happens to be someone is a Muslim and you want to marry them, alhamdulillah, that's fine too. I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't. I'm just saying for the person who's going to accept Islam because it's the truth. It's because you believe that there's nothing worthy of worship except Allah. You believe in the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam along with all the other messengers of God as well too. However, do it out of sincerity. The more sincere you are, inshallah, the more rewards you will get and the more purified your religion will be. But do this for the sake of Allah because you are rewarded in Islam according to your intention. Now, for the sister who's asking this question, is it a healthy relationship? It just depends on your spirituality level. If you don't really follow Islam, I'm not saying you do, you don't, I'm not here to judge you. If you're someone who is not taking your religion, as they say, seriously, then if another person joins you and who doesn't take it seriously, it's not going to make any difference. This is actually just to justify your relationship. And this is no disrespect to you, but these sort of tactics and moves are really just to justify your relationship. From this, and I'm not judging you based off of this question, I'm not judging the intention either. I'm just saying based off of this question, it seems like you're just concerned with making it correct, make it acceptable, rather than really doing it for the sake of Allah. Now, I'm not here to judge your intention. That's between you and Allah. But I know there's a lot of people who've been through this, know someone who's been through this as well. You need to ask yourself, are you doing things for the sake of Allah? Really being like, you know what, I'm a Muslimah. I know in my religion I'm not supposed to be with anyone who is not a Muslim. Therefore, I'm going to do the right thing. And I want them to be a Muslim. And I'm trying to practice my religion. Now ask yourself, think long term. You're going to want your children to be doing the same exact thing? Aren't you going to want them to have religious guidance? Aren't you going to want them to have proper religious etiquette? If that's the case, then you got to make the best choices, not just for yourself, but inshaAllah your future children. I want you to think more long term and avoid the short term gains. The short term gain of you being with someone and having that pleasure is one thing. Long term gain is better for you because if you start thinking about the future, your children, how are you going to raise your children? What if they're just like, you know what? Yeah, I might have accepted Islam, but I want my children to be Christians. What would you say then? You think you're just going to be like, oh, no, it's going to happen. Marry them or not, that's between you and Allah, but I'm just giving you a different perspective. My second question, we live abroad, so we live together. Now, in the month of Ramadan, hold on, I want to pause for a second. What do you mean you live abroad, therefore we live together? Like, that's supposed to justify something. This is no disrespect to you, but a lot of times we forget our Islam when we leave our, home countries, right? I know people who come from, certain countries, hashtag Saudi Arabia, hashtag Kuwait, hashtag Qatar, hashtag Middle Eastern countries, hashtag these places, no disrespect to ya. Get on the plane, you go in the bathroom, you come out, you're like, yo, where's the hijab, where's the niqab, where's the burqa, where's all these things? A lot of times people go on holiday and their religion goes on holiday too. Nah, son, that's not how this works. You are a Muslim at all times of the day, all parts of the world. You are a Muslim and that's how you got to carry yourself. Period. If you're abroad, even a bigger reason for you to follow your Islam, show your character and your qualities and characteristics. But don't ever think that, because we live abroad, we live together. No, you're living together because that's the choice you're making, not because you're living abroad. Don't ever blame the West for stuff. No, blame yourself. Don't blame the West. Now, the month of Ramadan is coming. Is it wise wise to stay with him under the same roof? I mean, where else are you going to go? I mean, real talk, where are you going to go? You're going to kick him out and be like, babe, it's Ramadan, so you got to leave the house? And that would put someone off from Islam as well too. You got to make the long-term correct decision. Should I live with this person because that's the correct thing to do Islamically or not? Does me living with a non-mahram please Allah? Those are the bigger questions you gotta ask. It has nothing to do with the fact that it's Ramadan, because what happens after Ramadan? You invite him back in? You cannot be a Ramadan Muslim. You cannot be a Muslim when you're only in your native country and then when you go abroad you're someone else. And this is not a dig at you. I know the 7.5 people that watch me are experiencing this as well. You gotta remember something, that your religion is your religion no matter where you are. You gotta keep it real with yourself, because that's who you are. Anything else, you're having an identity crisis, real talk. You can't just be a Ramadan Muslim. You gotta be a Muslim all year long. You're gonna kick him out of the roof right now, but what happens as soon as Eid comes? Eid comes and he's back. You gotta make long-term correct decisions that's best for you, your deen, your akhirah, your dunya, everything. Well, that was my advice. I'm not sure if you like it or not, but the truth is I gotta say what it is. I just gotta keep it 100 with you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Jazakallah khair for asking that question. And of course, I want to know your feedback, inshaAllah. Drop your feedback right here. Advise this person, what would you say if you were in my shoes? What would you tell them? What should they do if you were in their position? I want you to advise them. And if you have no advice for them, haram police them, leave them a beautiful and nice comment, inshallah. Put a smile on their face, giving them some hope, saying and telling them to turn back to Allah, and remind them to turn back to Allah, inshallah. Make sure you follow me on all my social media, and inshallah do subscribe to this, because I am daily, yes you heard me, daily releasing an episode of Ask SQ. It's back every single day, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all. Jazakallah khair for watching. I'm out.